I'm Euan Stamper, and this is Drugs.
Drugs.
In 2010, the UN declared Scotland the worst country in the world for drug-related crime, with over 650 drug offences per 100,000 people, 6 times the world's average. With no signs of these rates getting any better, this programme looks deep into the root of Scotland's drug problem. In the last programme, we saw Steve go undercover and infiltrate a group of Scotland's most prolific drug dealers. Surviving many tense and potentially dangerous situations, Steve came through unscathed, arresting 7 of the most powerful drug lords in the country. How did you do it, Steve?
Well, you just got to fit in it, Ken. You need to learn all the slang terms like chasing the dragon, that was a popular one, and H-one, that was the one we used a lot. But you have to stay calm at the same time. It's a very skillful skill.
In the footage last week, we saw many trademark undercover techniques being used, such as asking, "What's the deal with this?" and "What should we do about the old A?" These were obviously successful.
Yeah, no, they made people talk, and our little camera was actually on the time. It was very nifty, very sneaky actually. It matched and recorded everything they were saying.
Steve has done a fantastic job, but now it's time to turn our attention to the other side of the law. Justice. Drug courts were first introduced in Scotland in October 2001. Drug courts are specific criminal courts designed to deal with drug-related cases. Tonight, we look deeper into one of the drug lords caught by Steve. This is Teresa's story. Teresa has expressed her wish to this programme not to be identified on camera. So Teresa, what's the deal with the old drug addiction?
Well, I got involved with drugs when I was young, handing out coke through all that and stuff. You know what it's like. It wasn't serious at first, but see, my gran died in 2K6 from a crystal meth overdose, and that's when I saw he went off the rails, I got mixed in with this dodgy lad called Euan, and he got me into heroin, and got me chasing the magic dragon, and all dangerous stuff like that. Eventually I was caught in Asda for card fraud, bloody self-checkout, and told I would get caught again and be away to prison. I didn't want that, but Euan, being the womanizer that he was, got me into the bad stuff again, and I get caught again 6 months later. Instead of getting to prison, I got paid for this drug court, which put me on a scheme which involved group discussions about drugs and visits to counsellors and stuff like that. It helped me so much. Sometimes I think instead of kicking criminals while they're dead, you need to, give them a hand up,
Eventually, Teresa became a mentor for her drug discussion group and helped others with their addictions. This really goes to show that with the right, specialised treatment, drug-related criminals can turn their lives around. Teresa says if it hadn't been for the drug court sentencing and the drug scheme that she was involved with, she would probably still be an addict now, leaving us with this phrase.
Being an addict, that's not living, that's surviving.
Strong words. Throughout this series, we've looked into the lives of Scotland's most prolific drug dealers and closely examined the effectiveness of Scotland's drug courts. I'm Euan Stamper, and this is Drugs.
Drugs, #drugs.
#Drugs was narrated and presented by Ryan Gosling. Steve was played by Steve. Teresa was played by Mila Kunis. Written and directed by Steven Spielberg. Canon in D, written by Pachelbel, performed by Chris Tatton. Theme from Schindler's List, written by Howard Shaw, performed by Chris and Esther Tatton. #Drugs, written and performed by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. If you've been affected by any of the issues in tonight's programme, please call 0131 7617 or join the conversation on Twitter at #drugs. In 2010, the UN declared Scotland to have the worst...
What?
You're not come here.
Oh, leave it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Okay. In 2010, the UN declared Scotland as...
Cut. Not again. Oh, gosh.
Last week, we saw Steve infiltrate one of Scotland's most prolific...
Yeah, someone got
a paramedic. Oh gosh. Oh, darling gosh.
Cut!
That's not living. That's living. Oh.